is set, angels by my side. We're all set to jet. Lights flashing bright, crowd starts to cheer. In this moment, magic's near. Beautiful angels, stars of our show. Stabuday morning, ready to glow. We laugh at clips, British madness inside. In this moment, everything's just right. Music starts, beat takes control. With every move we're reaching out goal. Angels in spotlight, shining so bright. In this moment, feels just right. Together we dance in perfect sync with laughter and joy. We're on the brink, angels and I, a team in flight. In this moment, everything feels right. The stage is set, the moment's near. I'll show them how to start. Let's make it clear. With angels by my side, we're ready to ignite.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, whoever you are, what if any you might be, and welcome to the best start on the Saturday, because you get to spend it with Mo, Jamie, and today we are lucky to have Yolie-Yo,
The other girl.
Welcome.
who is brave enough to get on this show and still call herself an attorney and let people know she went to school. None of us did. And it's 6 a.m. where she is, so everyone,
I tried.
Everyone try and
Yeah.
applause all around.
I'm
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for joining us. Oh my God.
Yeah.
You never met before,
No.
No. I've
so
seen
be on your best behavior.
Jamie in chat and co-hosting with you, but I've never met Jamie or Mo.
Oh, well, nice to meet you. Yeah,
I
we
know.
were. I was doing another case, and I was kind of trying to touch base on what Baker was doing, and then I decided to go on and look up a hearing that happened last Friday, and that case is all FUBAR beyond recognition. So every time I think I'm going to catch up on everyone's cases, I'm like, oh, here's another ridiculous case.
You
Right?
did that Boswell case. That was yeah.
That's why I did it on the platform of the Petty Express, where I could basically make fun of everyone the entire time.
It's just she was found guilty. Yeah, found guilty, right?
Like all the charges.
All
Wasn't
the
there like a million?
all 18 counts.
Yeah.
So she has been sentenced for the big ones, obviously, but the lying to police and disruption of a corpse or that kind of thing, that sentencing doesn't start until May. Sometime in May does she get sentenced for those.
That's that's not like the pianist PDF deleter that we covered. He got sentenced 15 minutes later.
Yeah.
Well, did they have good food as the jury?
Well, the
They
jury
didn't even
took
wait
2
for
hours
dinner?
and 45
Oh.
minutes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
Oh,
then it's
okay.
up to the judge to sentencing.
But then it was like, yeah, after the verdict was out, they're like, okay, we got 15 minutes and then I'll sentence you. It's like, okay.
Defense-
Were the family kind of ready to have all the victim statements and everything? Did they kind of know that that was going to go that fast?
Well, the sister was.
Oh, well.
God, that awful woman.
Yeah.
She meeting with the HR department. Jamie has relinquished her HR department role and given it to our new employee, Lord Chippy.
Lord. I love that mom. First time seeing that. He made that on the fly. Oh my god, it was so funny.
I will say that every time I asked for like a human or anthropomorphic wood chipper, it kept giving me a chipmunk. So I don't know what AI was doing. So when I kept saying Lord Chippy, and I was like, look, you can even make a robotic man sitting next to, a wood chipper with a sardonic smile, and I still got a very dapper steampunk chipmunk.
Well, chipmunks need jobs too.
Yeah.
When they make a children's show out of Mo in the mornings, he'll be our kid-friendly mascot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he'll come in and say, "Hey kids, what do we do to PDF files? Lord Chippy!"
Don't give me any ideas. I am selling that to Disney tomorrow. Like, come on, Bob Iger.
Yeah,
Or
come
Ben Shapiro.
on. It's gonna be a hit show. Have you seen all these
It-
Catch a Predator YouTube videos? It's a thing.
Yeah.
You can just imagine it's an American Gladiators, but it's, can you have a seat right here? Only to get to the seat, you get, you have Laser and Blaze with the big giant tennis ball shooter.
That show was so fun.
I loved that show. I wanted to be Blaze. Like I had my little leotard figured out. I had my muscle pose, my little with my sweatband. I was gonna have it. It's gonna be beautiful. Teased hair out to here.
And I saw I think Netflix had a documentary about it. Apparently, it ran on roids and Colombian products.
Again, I'm not seeing the
I'm not
problem
shocked.
with this.
Yeah. I'm not shocked at all.
For quality television like that, I am willing to pay other people. Well, I'm willing for other people to pay the price for my entertainment.
Yeah, it's happening.
Hey, it's honester than I usually am.
And again, welcome, Yolie-Yo. It's, as I said, it's kind of like Friday Night Live, but just different. So,
It's very early in the morning.
Yeah. But with coffee and it's morning time.
yeah, it's like Friday Night Live,
Red
just
Bull.
sleep deprived. So it gets weird.
Right.
A
It's not
little
me.
bit.
I go to bed at the earliest time.
Yeah, you were in bed before I was.
Yeah.
Someone who wasn't in bed is Holly Mack. She gifted 5 memberships to Amber K, Andrea, True Crime Plus Scraping.
What?
Scraping?
True Crime Plus Scraping.
I thought you
Scrapping.
said something
Scrapping.
else.
Scrap.
Okay.
I'm dyslexic.
Scrap.
I read it
I
first.
didn't hear the SC.
I read it first
Wait.
as True Crimes Plus Crapping. So I thought, hey, that's my channel. But
Plus crappy.
Oh my gosh, that's our next Sunday show.
True crime plus crap.
True Crimes and Crapping on a budget with Jamie every
True
Sunday.
crime and crapping. True
Remember,
crime and bowel movements.
it's
Yeah.
going to be a 2-hour show. Everyone, we're going to go get our fibers, and then we'll have our Wheaties, and then we'll watch a good case, and at the half-hour break,
Stop it! Don't make that noise over that face ever again. Don't do that.
I'm Dane, and mold I don't know. Mackay was also given a membership. Thank you so much, Holly Mack. I really should learn how to read. That's not important.
You have an excuse, Baker. You know several different languages. I'm over here reading English from English, articles, and I'm like, somewhere foreign, somewhere not
it's
America in the
it's
world, happened this there.
It's- have you seen the Simpsons episode where there's something happens in the world and the newsreader is somewhere in, and he just can't say, he's just, Kuala Lumpur. just makes it.
I always do that. I always get articles from around the world and I'm like, I'm going to do better this time. And then and there's like 37 U's, 2 W's, and a T. And I'm like, well, this is an EU hate crime incident happening. Wonderful. Okay, somewhere foreign in a province of foreign land.
What happened on the expert after I went to bed? You came on later, and there was not enough crapping going on. What happened?
Well, somebody, I forget who it was. Somebody was saying that if we don't get the expert to 7,000 subscribers, they were going to start talking about pooping. And then they started talking about pooping.
Did they get him to 7,000?
Yeah. I don't remember if they did or not. I don't know.
Maybe that's the way to get views or get subscribers.
That's an interest.
Fellas, if I'm not at 13.5 soon,
All right, give us to.
This one is going with me.
Did I
on the
freeze or did you all freeze?
I did. It looked like you hit the remote and she froze.
Well, this is interesting. I'm pretty sure.
Bye, Mo. Oh, yeah.
Hi.
Well, we'll work through it. She'll be back. Internet hiccups.
Yeah.
But
You're back. You just went blurry for a second, but I think.
Oh, okay. Well, my kids are now home and they're trying to use all the internet, so I told them to get off Roblox for right now.
It's like, give Mama a little time. Jeez,
yeah. I'm gonna talk to you later. Gonna be an adult. Right now, I'm gonna be a kid hanging out with my friends online. So you shut up. It's gonna be MySpace all over again.
And get off that Wi-Fi, yeah.
Oh, Duck Lips.
MySpace.
Oh, it's great when Duck Lips is on delay. Oh, Duck Lips. What?
Or like I was laughing at earlier, the selfie mirror pictures with your flip phone. Oh yeah.
Oh, did you see? Did you see? Paul O'Keefe had a selfie.
Oh.
Oh yeah. Maybe.
Well.
Look, Baker, as a semi-shirtless aficionado, I have to keep up on these, trends, creepy or no.
Well,
I mean, no one wants to see Geraldo taking a selfie in the mirror, but I must keep on top of trends, and Instagram just will not filter that out.
Well, Paul O'Keefe had an online fling because people are idiots. So they fall in love with people they never met. And he might have sent some thirst traps to his online girlfriend. And there's also a new meme going around about him where it's all about... You can figure this one out, maybe. You are a woman of culture. He offered to stay in bed with this lady if she came to his city after he told her that he hated having kids. And they would stay in bed all day and have glazed donuts.
Okay.
This is actually helping with my diet. I no longer ever want to look at a donut ever again. Thank you, Trooper Paul, for helping me with my diet.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And he texted and said, "Yeah, I was probably drunk because I was drinking till 4 a.m. in the morning the day I gave testimony," which is always a good thing. Be a little tipsy on the stand. Krista, thank you for being here for 2 months. Oh, right now I was looking for another picture. Talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah, I haven't read through all of it, but obviously the woman reached out to Turtle Boy and gave him all of the information. So he has all the text messages, the pictures he sent her
Oh, wow.
are all uploaded. I haven't read through all of it. I started to, and I'm like, oh, he's so cringe. And this is somebody, isn't it somebody that like he just literally she reached out to like support him, and he just like unloaded like she was the love of his life, and I'm like, what an idiot.
Well, Turtle Boy's website is
So
apparently getting a lot
Okay,
of traffic. So
can
that's that.
we get the
Yeah.
Turtle Boy James O'Keefe crossover that I think America is dying for? Can you imagine the get-ups that James O'Keefe will be wearing when he, catfishes all of the Canton crowd? He goes in there with some frosted tips, some, glasses, and
Tips.
It's just people are so. Why do you think you can do this and it'll be safe? No one's gonna share any of this in a highly contested case. It's especially when he's such an idiot. It's,
Yeah.
that's, and everyone hates him. And this lady reached out to him because she also lost someone, so she wanted to help him through it. So, and he instantly just turned on, and he used a thing I didn't know. Maybe it's because I'm not cultured enough. That you could be a Tennessee cousin.
What?
That's when you say, "Well, it's my cousin," and when someone sees you hooking up, it's because it's your Tennessee cousin or Kentucky cousin.
What is I guess I didn't well, I didn't go through all
Well,
of it. What do you
South
say?
Jersey
What?
is all inbred. I wouldn't even have to lie when if they were claiming they were family and still hooking up. That's just
It's that kind of
something.
that kind of
Okay.
The balls
what
up
have I
and
told
in
you
there.
guys about dating at the family reunion? You don't have to meet new in-laws. I say go for it.
Yeah, and again, maybe you can make it Michael Phelps if they got those web feet. They can swim faster. If you're lucky, they can breathe underwater.
Yeah. And he was just telling her things and like that he wish he didn't have like he has kids but he wish he didn't have them or something like that. And,
yeah.
like, oh my God, his wife's gotta be livid.
Can't imagine Father's Day is going to be great.
Like, oof.
He's just a douche canoe, and he has no game. It's
Well, those like cringy pictures. Like, come on.
Can you send me a message when you're in court? Well, I thought I did by wearing a blue shirt. Yeah, but can you touch your chin? Because I'm always touching. I'll do that, honey. I'll scratch you so you can see I'm thinking of you. That's again.
My husband has never told me that he scratches when he thinks of me. It's probably a good thing. If a guy says he's scratching and thinking of you, that might mean a whole different other thing.
Yeah.
Especially because this guy is always showing his bolos in court.
Tia, yeah, he's married. He's
Okay.
married. The woman he sits next to in court every day. That's his wife.
That is an interesting body shape.
Well,
Why, Mo?
for a man his age, he's not that. He's in pretty good shape. He doesn't have a lot of man tits or.
Okay,
But-
but he has a built-in muffin top.
Yeah.
I've never seen muffin top like that on a dude.
Maybe he's been doing a lot of side crunches. I don't know.
He's not
Vanity-
a player, he just obliques a lot.
Oh,
What's that in his shower?
Yeah, why does he have Heather in the shower? What is going on here? This is why he's cheating on his wife. She made him put flowers in the shower.
No.
Daggone chick.
That's I just love this as becoming a part of the legacy of the Karen Reed case. A thirst trap
April.
picture from a guy who has Johnny tattooed on his arm. I don't know if that's for his brother, but I'm pretty sure his brother is proud.
Well, at
Like
least he
never.
didn't put it on his forearm. I mean,
What do you mean about that?
You don't have Johnny on your forearm.
Well,
Yes, other things.
have Johnny in my heart on my right buttocks.
Well, however you keep him close to you.
You can find it on TB Daily News. It's on Turtle Boy's website. That's why I don't cover it. Let him have. Link is in the chat now. You can go check it out after. It's let's just say it's a middle-aged man who really want to have some game, and he did the thing that us men can kind of do when we get to be middle-aged and don't have the money to buy a Ferrari. We think that online is real. So when someone reaches out to you and say, "Hey, I lost a close family friend too, and I feel sorry for you," you read it as, "Could you do the horizontal mambo with me? I think I'm in love with you." Sadly, that's the thing us men have built in, and he believed his own hype because, oh, I'm famous now. I'm in court all the time, and now he is semi-nude on the internet.
Oh God.
It's,
Well, that'll be something to put in his, midlife crisis book. I think we should have those. Like semi-neurotic life moments, we should have adult books for them. Like first,
Colored books.
time I didn't have a tantrum in Walmart, that kind of thing.
What?
Oh my God.
Wait. It's-
okay. Oh, of course, someone went back and counted. He touched his chin 5 times that I counted so far. That was his signal when he was thinking of her. Yeah, and just imagine
Oh.
his wife, who was the
God.
second witness in the trial, who said, "Yeah, we had a great communication, but yeah, she was kind of a little bit sick of the family." She's probably going to be sick of the family too now. How everything
Yeah.
is out there.
Oh,
Oh,
She's
gosh.
She's the breadwinner, isn't she? So good luck to him.
Well, he's in court all day. He doesn't have any money, and he has a DUI because he got a little bit drunk and ran into an old man. But who's counting?
Yeah, Karen bailed him out. No big deal.
oh my gosh.
Even the cops have DUIs in Canton. Well, that's sadly how it goes.
Do I get one when I enter the city limits, or do I get my own Baileys and I get to Irish my own coffee? Like, how do we do this here? Because if I ever go through, I want to, do proper protocol.
Well, as you know, I'm not a legalese, but as I understand it, you'll be stopped at the city limit, and they will do a breath alcohol thing. If you blow under a 0.1, you will have to stop the car and get above a 0.1. It's not legal to drive in Canton unless you're under the influence.
Oh.
That
So,
explains why there's always a pocket thing of Malort in my purse, just in case.
yeah, just
I'm
just
like
to fit
Hillary
in.
Clinton, except hot sauce, I have Malort. And I'm like,
And a
for
weird
times
accent.
when sobriety won't do.
Or if you're Irish, you have a little bottle of tequila. That is the funniest thing I ever saw. She had pulled out her little bottle of tahini out of her makeup bag.
What is tahini?
It's a spice.
Why do you put it in beer? Beer is supposed to taste of beer.
She wants to spice up the beer. I don't actually, the way it's flavored, because I got some because I wanted to try it out. I think it would be really good because it's very limey.
I'm not saying she's going to be dropped in a canal if she does it in Denmark, but she will be dropped in a canal by me if she does it in Denmark.
I hope she does it right away, first thing.
Your hotel is right next to a canal. I'm just saying.
Baker is calling customs as you guys are getting off the airplane,
Yeah.
like if she has tahini in her purse.
We're gonna cross some canals in the train, so I'm just saying. Yeah, but then
Yeah.
I'm gonna drop her
She
in a canal.
better.
I'm gonna
And
treat
I want
her
to
like
get
a
real
sweet.
close to you and just Get it right. Right in your face.
But I,
take,
my,
take pics of the tahini all over Denmark.
Yeah. She'll sprinkle some around, you know.
yeah, just some. Why
Baker,
not just
it's
Like
it's going
fairy
to
Yeah.
dust.
backfire. Baker's going to go to his local Aldi, and then it's going, and he's not even going to say the Aldis, but then he's going to start have to because, Jamie's going to go over there. It's going to be considered quaint and Midwestern, and everyone is going to want to say the Aldis. Jamie, spread the word for me. It's the Aldis.
Aldi closed down, so they went bankrupt in Denmark. So no, the Aldis will be mentioned in Denmark because then Jamie will be put in a canal.
I hope there's something I can pronounce well and I don't sound like a crazy person.
Well, you can try.
I can try.
We're gonna go to the food market, and you have to read everything in Danish.
Oh God.
And you have to, because it's not roast beef in Denmark. It's a rosbif. If
Roast
you are
beef?
from, if you're where my sister lived, it's not my sister, my daughter. It's no, det er rostbøf. So it's more like a rusty thing. It's
Roast
A rest.
they talk weird.
Sounds like someone had a stroke or something. Roast.
Well,
I always think that every time he starts trying to tell me. I'm like, are you forgetting letters or is something wrong?
Yeah, or are you choking on some of it back here? Like, did it just get stuck right from chair to chair? And
Yes.
Whoops.
Roast beef. You just-
Oh my God.
Come back, Baker. It's fine.
it's all right. We will. It was entrapment. How are we not supposed to laugh at Rostboff?
Ross Boff. It starts like just evolving into something else.
there's so much hatred on this channel. This is a good Christian channel, and every time it turns hateful.
Oh my God.
What's my schedule this week? I'm doing this show, and then I am taking Sunday off as I normally do. That's my weekly plan this week. Next week, Karen Reed on Tuesday. That's what I have so far. I am trying to reach out to a guy because there's been all that drama llama. So I'll try to reach out to someone to tell people what it really means. But we're working on it.
Yeah.
I haven't because Marissa's dog is sick, so I haven't said, "Hey, Marissa, do you remember when you said I can reach out to people for you?" I haven't done that
No.
because I'm a benevolent dictator.
No. You're just too sensitive, and Marissa's the rock of the group.
You're just gonna.
I am. Have you flown to Canada and rented a canoe? Baker is a funny, sarcastic comedian. I'm not a comedian. I'm just a little dim-witted. No, I'm not high as a hog this morning. I should be high as a hog, living through all of this.
Honey, I'm taking you to Paris and I'm going to get you a Louis Vuitton bag for God only knows how many thousands of dollars because we have somebody else's money to live high on a hog, right? He's not.
To live high on a hog. I love this guy.
For God only knows how many thousands of dollars because we have somebody else's money to live high on a hog, right? These documents don't deal with this.
Oh my gosh, I know what I'm being for Halloween next year. I need everyone to send me your clips of Pepe Le Pew and this guy. I need to start vocal lessons now.
How do you pronounce portage? Right? It's not portage.
Portage?
Is it
Yeah.
portage?
Portage.
Yeah, it's not portage.
Portage?
No, it doesn't have
You're trying to, like,
the little. It doesn't have the little French thing on top.
Why are you spicing it up? Churching it
Well,
up?
because it could be it was Canadian and they speak weird because half of them thinks they're French.
Yeah, but then they usually have the little slash thing that says, "Hey, I'm French." It's wearing a little beret. It's like I'm snooty.
A little
Yeah.
Oh,
beret.
potage.
But
Yeah, if it has the little douche on it or the little on it, you're supposed
you need
to,
a little
French it.
mustache.
Yeah, you do. You pull out your little pocket beret, you go, and then you go potage.
I just feel like you have to have a little mustache for that.
One province thinks they're French. Yeah, but how many provinces? Canada is a whole big load of nothing, and then people live at the coast. It's kind of like Sweden. There's a lot of forest and trolls.
Isn't that kind of like Australia too?
Yeah, Australia is a whole heck of a nothing, and then people live at the coast, and they have trained white sharks in their pools and stuff like that. It's a weird country. That made me think of a little video I've saved because Little D, our favorite Floridian.
Yes.
She
Yes.
used to be a poacher and unalived alligators. It was a side business. It's because of her Indian roots. She's kind of allowed to do it. She claims it's the same. She can make moonshine because Popcorn Sutton wasn't her great uncle. But it's all legal because she is a traveler of the land. She is not a native, a colonizer. She's a native. And she sent me this video from, this is her uncle who takes people on trips into the Everglades. I thought it
The
was cool.
Everglades.
You
Isn't that
do
where
it.
they drop bodies?
Come on, big boy. See how big they do this? Got a big body.
Ugh.
Come on, put him up.
Oh,
There you go, good guy. Oh yeah?
Oh
Really?
yeah, give them a
Here's where
little
the brain
pet.
is, way back here. That's where the skin meets the head. You shoot from the back, and 22 magnums all you need. If you shoot a big one like down top of the head, take at least a 357, 9mm, something of the caliber to penetrate the skull. And right on the end of the snout, that's what you hit. If the alligator ever grab you, you pop that as hard as you can. It pisses them off. They open them out. You get your hand out. Watch your leg if you try to climb
What is he
Try to get the
saying?
other side. Sometimes it comes in, it's hard to get it back out. Want to touch him, feel him? No. Good? You're not done. You rub him on the nose, pet him like a dog. Cool, huh? Big dude.
That's Little D's granduncle, Uncle Joe.
Oh my God! Stop it. That
Well,
whatever he was saying, I could have listened to that all day. I didn't know what it was, but
Jamie, you live in the wrong part of America because all of you just have that weird Scandinavian accent. You need to go down south and live at the Delta or somewhere. Either that or Boston. You would die every day you walked
Well-
out. You would leave your house just to meet people. Can you offer a coffee again? Come on, offer a coffee.
I would, because when we don't have anything going on, I will put on Peter's streams to watch him paint because it's just nice background, and like obviously I like seeing what he creates, but his accent when he's talking and telling you how to do things is the greatest. I just love it. So hearts, Peter. I love your streams.
Cajun Navy. Yeah, that's well, you at least go to work. Jamie just sits inside and yells at the
Hey.
neighbor when she goes outside.
I had to work out in the world for a majority of my life. This is like amazing to me.
You were just
Bless.
about to say a week.
You were like
For the
Sarah
last-
Boone. I worked
was-
3 days as a receptionist.
I had a job since I was 17, so this is like
I was
finally 3 years. I think it's been 3 or 4 years. I'm at home now, but yeah, so that's a long time.
yeah, I work at home too. I rarely go out.
Yeah.
And even my
I-
classes are by Zoom. We don't even have to go to court. We go by Zoom. So I just roll out of
Yeah.
bed, kind of like I did today. And just
I I have made myself start going to Walmart because if not, I'm pretty sure between getting my groceries delivered and working from my I'm turning into Howard Hughes. So I need to be careful before I start like jarring pieces of me as I stay in my house and don't leave. So I told Mr. Mo, I was like, I need to go out to Walmart today.
Iris, mind your business. You didn't die, did you? We were just fine. We made it home. You're still kicking.
Oh, I'm just gonna. I forgot to put that on there, and that Rumble didn't pick it up again. Now we're live on Rumble as well.
Oh,
Good. Language and accents to make us smile and frolic. Yeah, frolicking is needed.
Smile.
well, because people say there's a Midwest accent, but obviously I don't hear it. So it's fun.
You
to
don't
listen to
have
other
the
people.
Midwest accent. What's her name? Who I thought was Swedish.
Crime Spies.
Yeah, Crime Spice.
So
I
hers
thought
is.
she has the same accent as Nick.
So does
But
Lefty.
you're
If you
mixing
listen to Lefty, he
you're
does
mixing
too.
up Minnesota versus Midwest. Midwest is a very banal, bland sort of accent. Is kind of known for just not having an accent and dropping of the G's. But in Minnesota, you get more of the Swedish influence. In Michigan, I can hear some Chicago with the apple in the bag. There's more that kind of stuff in there. So it depends on, but it's different levels of beige. If I'm honest, I'd love to have a Cajun accent.
I know.
Minnesota.
Well, I did get somebody actually say that. That's why it was kind of weird to me because I was on the phone with a patient at work, and she goes, "Where are you located?" And I said, "Oh, I'm in Michigan." And she goes, "Oh, I could so tell." And I was like, "Why?" I don't get it. She's like, "You have that. I can tell a Michigan accent." I was like, "Michigan has an accent?" Okay. She was from New York. I don't know.
So, when you get to saying cheese-o Pete's every time, you have been there long enough.
Is that what it is? Is that the
I still
tell?
need to get my cheese-o Pete's merch going. Everyone else is doing coffee. I should do cheese and just call it cheese-o Pete's.
Well, I do love cheese.
You're from the Midwest,
I
so
should live in Wisconsin, but I don't. But
you don't.
As long as it's not licorice, I will lend my name to whatever you're hawking. But the moment we add licorice to something, I'm out.
Licorice cheese could be good.
okay. Calm down.
There's cheese.
Look, I've nearly almost forgiven you for inflicting malord on us, but that is wrong.
That was FD Food Fairy. I just drank it and found out it's not that bad. And someone spilled it in my bag on my way home, so that was kind of bad. It was, you'd been traveling 27 hours and you just get home, and instead of that smell of, okay, someone hasn't opened the window for a week, you get the smell of, my lord? That's not what you really want when you come home.
No.
I really want to try it.
Yeah, you should go down to Mo and carpool with her to Knoxville, and you can get some Malort down there.
It's
Well,
Or
you
very
go to Chicago, it's way
antiseptic.
closer.
Food Fairy can get some.
I love
She
that.
ships
Get
a
the
lot of
small
things to
box.
my house.
I was about to say, get the small bottle. It'll cost you about $1.25. You'll wonder why you even paid that much for it. And then you'll take a drink and you'll burp it up for the next 3 days. It'll be magical.
I think it's just I want to experience it and then be done. That's all I need. One time.
You just need one or two of them, and then you kind of get used to it. It's the aftertaste that's weird. It's not drinking it. It's the aftertaste. The aftertaste is weird, but when you get into it, it'll be fine. It's kind of like everything else. You don't like it in the beginning. That's what I learned when I was in the Navy. Sometimes you just have to bite the pillow and say, "Okay, try it again." Getting
Well,
up
you know.
early and getting dressed in a uniform is what I'm talking about. Whatever you dirty
Wearing
mind thought.
flare-legged
Remember
pants.
my daughter
I
watched
mean,
the show? I would never, ever.
yeah, I mean polyester with cotton, no blends.
I still remember the first day because you did the, who was the room, kind of foreman of the room was, you went by bunk. So the first day was bunk 1, 2, 3, 4. And I was bunk 1. And got up in the morning and the guy was just sitting on his bed. So I went over and said, because you had to do the report, and it was the first day, and you just wanted to say, "Good morning, Herr Sergeant. Everything is okay." And I went over and said, "Something wrong?" Nah, I don't want to do it. Well, you kind of have to do it. Nah, I don't want to do it. So I had to stand there, and we were in the last room, and of course, good morning, 1309 reports, room is ready. One person doesn't want to participate. You what? He's sitting on his bed. He doesn't want to get dressed. Okay, and then we had always had they were so nice to us. So we had get ready position. That's when you're just doing the full arm plank.
Plank. Oh,
So you're
those
ready
things
to
suck.
to do some. So while they went in talking to him, our room just had to assume position. And you're just standing there thinking, I really hope he stays because he's gonna get a bed shower with some socks and a soap later. But
It's called
sadly,
a
he left.
blanket party.
It was the third time he started out trying to get into the Air Force. I didn't like that. Then he tried the Army, didn't like that. Now the Navy, so he had to serve 6 months in prison.
Oh,
So it's fun when you have the draft.
Oh my gosh.
So he didn't want to do it. Well, okay. Had another guy had his girlfriend call almost every Friday to tell that his family's someone in his family died, so that's why he was late. Kind of weird, but he was late every time.
All this
Why not?
family
Because
members.
you don't have to. You don't have. You can just say, "Well, I don't want to be. I'm a conscientious, whatever it's called," and you have to spend 6 or 9 months in a kindergarten, being a kindergarten worker. It's why do you want to say, "Nah, I'll join, but then I'll do all the crazy things, so I'll have to go to prison." It's just stupid. People are dumb.
They are.
Well,
Of
yeah.
course, Denmark has an air force. We had the first guy who really flew, not like the weirdos who just jumped for a prolonged time.
Like another great American export, Prancer size. Is that where we're going with this?
Well, the Wright birds didn't fly; they just jumped a bit. That's,
But they did elegant. They looked elegant doing that, and you can kiss their grits, Baker, if you don't agree.
and to all you haters, you can kiss my grit.
Wait a second. Iris, did you just get here? Did you hear Baker saying that if you take your tahine out and put it in anything, he's going to boot you off he's going to boot you into the river?
Look at this dapper gentleman. He was the first European who flew. That's Jakob Ellehammer. He was the first guy who flew in Denmark, or in Europe. So, of course, we have an Air Force. My dad used to be in the Air Force. And I was in the Navy. In the Navy. It's only because the Army doesn't have any good songs. You're in the Army now. Oh, you're in the... It's depression. Come on.
That's it. We really do need President Trump get men at work under commission. We need an army fight song now.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's get the French Canadian doing Prancicise. Even Marissa would love that.
Oh,
I
that would be
love
awesome.
her.
That's not my school pic. I was a hip hopper in my school time.
He was wearing his curry yellow. What are you talking about?
Actually, most of my I have a school picture of me over there.
He's got to go get his school picture. I forgot to ask him if he's ever frosted his tips.
Oh my gosh, he probably had
Do you remember
streaks.
that?
Like when NSYNC came out and Nick Lachey had his, little streaky hair. Didn't Justin also have like ramen noodle highlights too?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he had like the curly hair. They called it ramen noodles. Yeah.
And then he buzzed it all off when Britney broke his heart after they wore their twin denim outfits to the
God.
VMAs. Then he was like, "Cry me a river," and we all felt so bad for Justin.
This is my first school picture.
Oh, look at that. First one?
You're like,
Yeah.
"Arr."
I was 5 years old.
He's like, "Arr."
Oh my gosh, that's it. It's the
You
same
still
face
make
my
that
kiddos
face.
make.
I had a velour vest on.
A velour
Ooh.
vest? Oh.
Yeah, homemade. My mom made those two.
Ooh, fancy.
What did it say?
I-
1943? Oh.
Oh. He's so sensitive.
I just love it that you ask a little boy to to take a picture, and inevitably their face will do it. It's like, no, I'm paying for these pictures. Just look normal.
Well, one of my
I don't
favorite,
even.
I have a favorite picture when I was a kid where my grandma kept because they told me to smile and I went, and I made a monster face. So they like printed that off and gave it to everybody. And I was like, can you have any pictures of me where I look normal? But no.
How come Denmark has so many blonde people? It's a little thing called very cold weather, so we need to be as light-skinned as possible to be able to absorb as much D vitamin. That's why people who live closer to the equator are darker than us. And we are blonde because we had really strong genes back in the day and kept the gene pool closed around the bodies of water up here. I don't have blonde hair anymore, but most of us in my family starts out as blondes. Both my girls were very blonde when they were younger, but they have the same.
You call your hair not blonde?
I'm not blonde. I'm in
reddish.
Denmark. This is called liver pate or
Liver?
liver
pate.
pate color, or it's called city council. Well, we can't really like council colored is what we call it because everything is kind of drab at the council. So
Yeah, that's
So
blonde.
like a dishwater blonde. Okay, so
Oh.
not. Now I guess we use dishwater. You use pate. I don't know.
Yeah, liver Well, we call it like dirty blonde
Yeah.
or strawberry blonde. There's
well,
all kinds of
I'm not
difference.
blonde anymore. It's
But you are
it's way too
blonde.
dark. No, it's way too dark
It's
to be
like a
blonde.
strawberry. I don't know. It looks
Totally
red.
look blonde to me.
Yeah, it gets red in this lighting. I don't understand why it never called me a redhead. If anyone didn't watch Friday Night Live yesterday, you should go and watch Ralphie explain the new razors he bought to her husband for her husband. That was a great story.
The new
Because-
what she bought?
She bought him a new razor, so he
Razor.
Oh, yeah, the pink. Uh-huh.
yeah, so he went to the bathroom to get a shave while she was doing a business meeting, and started screaming and yelling, and she went in there and saw him with her pink epilator in his hand, and asked him, "Idiot, what are you doing?" And he was like, "You bought me a new razor. That's not a razor."
Epilator.
Ow! Oh, ow! Just all the ouch.
He pulled his beard out. Yeah, Yeah, that sweet boy would turn into a hardcore
Right.
gangster.
Look at-
The famous S-Side posse. That's so cool when we were finally doing an attack and one of my guys couldn't spell east. That didn't make us that cool. Well, it's a very cool attack. Yeah. See you later, Chadwick Canuck. I have issues with gingers. No. You can't have issues with people who doesn't exist. Gingers and vampires have the same thing in common. They are soulless and only exist in fairy tales.
Check and check. Can confirm. This is from a box.
You never met a redhead in real life. It's impossible.
I've only known
Trying
one.
to imagine buying box dye hair color in liver blonde. It's not liver blonde.
Yeah.
It's just called
Liver pate blonde.
Well, it's because in Denmark we eat a lot of liver pate.
Okay, so do they call brunettes like foie gras?
No,
Like,
they're,
are
they're
we-
called, they're called
Brown
brunettes.
Oh,
You can call them brown haired, or you can be blonde, you can be a redhead, but it's not. This is
Baker's like in Denmark, we don't even have a check red for a red hair box. So they just don't exist.
no. Well, Søren is a redhead, and he'll get mad every time I point it out because he wants to be a redhead.
is he like a real redhead, like bright red?
Well, he claims he's not, but he got a red beard, and then he's shaved off. This is a staple for every time you have your family together. This is
Yes.
a liver pate with bacon and some champignons, and you'll have this on your rye bread. And as you can see, it's the same color as my hair, so it's liver pate colored.
Exactly, Christy. Ross Biff Burnett. You call him Ross Biff.
It tastes. Jamie's gonna eat so much of it when she comes here, and
No.
she's gonna change her entire view on the Danish cuisine. Is a great cuisine. It's good hearty food that you need when it's cold outside.
I'll try stuff, but
Iris, you're gonna eat it as well. So just relax. You can have it.
liver pate I've had before. Ugh.
A blonde brownie is just genetically confused. Well, the blonde hair gene is a recessive gene, just like the blue eye gene. So we are actually, I think, blue-eyed blonde hair is the small, except redheads and albinos, which isn't people. Well, albinos are. We are the smallest population in the world. So actually, I should have minority status everywhere. Title 9. Title 9. Title 9.
Somebody or Danny T put in chat that looks like Fancy Feast.
Yes! It looks like cat food.
Wait. So much hate to. I do this show to try and lift the mood of everyone. It's Saturday, and every time it just turns into Baker's culture is bad. Let's make fun of it. I'm not saying it's racism, but
It's not bad. It just needs a tweak.
It just looks like cat. It looks like yeah, it looks like Fancy Feast. I used to have cats.
it's kind of like, have you ever seen haggis, the Scottish, everything from a sheep put inside a sheep's stomach and boiled up? It kind of, a lot of food that we eat that's comfort food, it has that bland. We're not known for spices. We have salt and pepper. Get over it. If it's a fancy meal, we'll put some allspice in it. But other than that, not that much. It's not for us. Can't get a beer and lives in a. I can't get I'm actually going to get an international driver's license because I can get one of those. I
Ooh.
can pay for one of those, so I have legal tender, so they can't withhold beer from me this time.
Yeah, that's good.
Woohoo.
Well, I am a minority. They can't get after me. We are a happy country. They're the second happiest country. The only more happy country in the world is Finland. And
I heard
it's the
that.
only other place in the world that thinks, it could probably get worse, but we're not dead. That's why we're so happy.
Guess what, Mo? Apparently, I'm going around the time that they do their annual cat barrel
Oh my
ceremonies.
gosh.
That's next Sunday. Next
You
Monday.
should wear a
Yeah.
shirt that says more fun than a bunch of cats in a barrel.
I still, Jamie, stop loving Satan.
That's good. I like that.
With the
Maybe
little
you should have
cats.
that on his merch.
Yeah, because we can get that. I can use AI art or have someone else do it because I stink. But we could have a whole, barrel full of cats.
I told him I was going to go down to this town square and protest, and he said that I can't love Satan in this country. So.
True.
We don't condone your Satan loving ways here, Jamie. See, Fastelavn is a carnival tradition in Northern Europe and historically Lutheran nations of Denmark, Norway, Sweden, Latvia, Estonia, Iceland, Faroe Islands. Funny thing, all of those used to be run by Denmark, as well as Greenland, which is still Danish. The tradition of Fastelavn varies somewhat by country and by local region, as some traditions have changed over time. A common theme of Fastelavn in all of the countries currently involves children dressing up in costumes, walking door to door while they sing and gathering treats for the Fastelavn feast, a form of trick-and-treating. No, it's not. We sing. We don't threaten people. Well, we do threaten. We'll make trouble if they don't give us candy. Today, the festivities of Fastelavn are generally considered to be a time for children's fun and family games. Fastelavn is celebrated 7 weeks before Easter Sunday and therefore always falls on a Sunday between February 1st and March 7. The term Fastelavn comes from Old Danish Fastelagen, which is a borrowing of the Mid-Low German Fastelavnd, meaning fast evening or the day before Lent. The word is that doesn't mean festivities. As a carnival tradition elsewhere, dressing up in costume forms an important part of Fastelavn in all Nordic Lutheran countries where the festivities is celebrated. In some places, this involves smaller processions, but in contrast to former times, dressing up in costumes are now mainly a children's activity. Cat
So you
in a
guys
barrel.
just trick or treat for Lent. I like it.
Yeah, but
Because that's the
we
time
all-
I'm mostly hungry because I've given up sweets.
Cat in a barrel.
Traditional events including slå katten af tønden, hit the cat out of the barrel, which is somewhat similar to using a piñata. It occurs following the church service of Shrove Sunday in parishes of the Evangelical Lutheran Church in Denmark and also at non-religious celebrations and in city squares, etc.
I love that they have secular and religious cat barrelings. For the
Even if
Jews
you
and
don't
the
believe in God, you
Gentiles.
can't support Satan. It's just a rule.
This game. Oh my God.
Okay, Baker, tell them that you don't put a cat there anymore because my laughing is looking very vulgar.
Oh, a cat painted on it.
He said now it's painted cats. It's been like
Yeah.
that way for how long?
In
But
Denmark and Scania, the barrel tradition has been practiced for centuries, possibly introduced by the Dutch immigrants to Copenhagen during the reign of Christian II in the early 1500s. Historically, there was a real cat in the barrel. And beating the barrel and chasing the cat symbolized demolishing evil and chasing it away. It was practiced up until the 1800s, with the last known event occurring in the 1880s. So, not too long ago, we can bring it back. The cat was not killed, but allowed to escape when the barrel was broken. The practice also used to be popular.
you laugh because you know they really.
That cat's traumatized, but we're like, we let you live.
Yeah.
That cat goes
Really?
back and tells his friends, like, look, they will pretend like they like you, but then watch out around Lent. Apparently, they stop eating chocolate and they get pissed at
And round
cats.
up all the stray cats in town and put them in a barrel.
It's, but again, I just don't understand why you don't do it. Why do you love Satan?
Have you been to America? It's kind of the
Yeah.
basis upon which we thrive now.
The portal to hell.
Wicked Psych is blocking her cat's ears.
I know. I think that's so cute. Come here, kitty. Shh,
Don't listen to the
this.
weird Danish.
Yeah.
There's some really high Jamie meanness going on today. I can feel it.
Peter, you better black your cat's ears too. His poor little kitties. He's got a black one, and that's what you guys like.
Well, it's because black cats work for the devil.
That's what they say.
But
They're the
it's
coolest cats ever.
we beat cats in the winter just to get some heat, and then we burn witches in the summer again just to make sure that Satan doesn't get a foothold. It's not that weird, Jamie. It makes sense if you think about it. I don't know why you don't do stuff like that.
Oh,
Guess we invented cable instead.
yeah.
In
We
the
were
Netherlands,
working on
it's
the Hot
called-
Pocket.
In the Netherlands, it's called Vasteloven. Everyone dresses up, kids and adults, but only in 2 provinces, not in the whole country. No, but aren't you split? Half of you are Catholic as well, or something like that. Oh, Jedi just doesn't have Swaysher. And Ralphie,
Oh, Jess.
she's not that mean. Hey, Luna. My kitten is so old she can't hear you. Well,
Good.
Good.
Poor baby.
again, it's
Forrest.
just to make sure that that Satan doesn't get a foothold. It's kind of like giving food to the gnomes so they don't burn down your farm. It's good
Okay,
practices to.
So what do you guys typically eat before? Do you guys do a Fat Tuesday, any kind of thing? Well, you're
No, we're
Lutheran,
not Catholic.
so
We don't feast. We don't have Lent and stuff like that. We're not Catholic. We just have the good parts.
I'm
And then-
confused. What do you do with all, the glut of chicken nuggets that come in, or not chicken nuggets, the fish sticks? That's how you can tell Lent's starting. They get the McChicken, the McArby's fish, which for some
We actually. I still think you can get a McFish, or it's called McFeast fish or something now, and have the McFeast sauce. So it doesn't taste good. But we don't really have we don't have a lot of fish products at the fast food places anymore. And I love the freeze frame on most camera.
You just hear the kids yelling.
Let's just look at her freeze frame. She's giving the thumbs up. I love it. But Jamie, our other tradition you should come and watch in the summertime is when we have a St. John's night, where we burn a witch on the fire.
Is that
Of
like
course,
fire?
this channel doesn't condone violence, but we do condone safe practices around the devil. So we burn a
No,
witch on
Nicolas Cage. You almost got out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Wicker Man?
Yeah.
Yes.
That movie. Yeah. Is it well, I know it's a fake person, but like, do they stuff it with something and all that?
It's a witch we burn on, because on that night the witches go to a mountain down in Austria called Blocksberg, where they dance and frolic all night and hang out with the devil. So
Does Austria have any good things that happen in it? Fably wise, like the witches go down there, other bad stuff has happened. Like, are there good, like, saints that have come out of Austria either?
uh,
And awkward pause. Yes, it was Bob Ross. Bob Ross came out of Austria.
the Von Trapp family made one of the greatest musicals ever, even though it's not correct according to their story. They are from Austria.
Okay, that's good. I always thought it ended when they got married. I didn't realize there was a whole nother hour.
Yeah, them saying, "Oh my God, we're going right to Bergenshafen. We're going the wrong way. We should go over the other mountains on the other side of the country." Minor detail, they didn't put that in the movie. Penella burned witches for Easter. We do a lot to keep Satan away, Jamie. It's a very Scandinavian thing. We're
Well,
not a big fan.
why is a witch part of Satan?
Because witches are Satan's brides. Jim,
They're like
don't
evil
they teach you
nuns.
anything in school in the U.S.?
I
But they're
never found
witches,
witches to be
too.
evil.
There's good witches too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we don't trust them. We burned them.
Oh my
She
God.
turned me into a newt. I got better.
Yeah, I mean, what? It's a fun experience. What are you talking about?
It's Jamie. It's really not, because they'll make your cows lose the ability to give milk. They'll make your cattle limp.
Yes.
They will turn your butter bad. It's kind of, they work with the gnomes, Jamie. Them and gnomes, really bad people.
They're an
Very-
alliance, an axis of evil, if you will.
Yeah. No.
It's Jamie. Do I need to make history on a budget to tell you about the real world? Because it's kind of like the people who thought that Benjamin Franklin never was a president.
Yeah. Let's hear it.
It's
We need history on a budget.
It's like National Treasure, but better.
I'm a witch and I'm the nicest person you'll ever know. Oh, wrong first letter. Our Nissa is baddies, but they'll burn down your farm if they don't like you. And they'll make your cattle limp and turn the milk sour. It's a Coca-Cola propaganda who made them work at Santa's workshop. In reality, they'll burn your farm down. And as a nation that used to be 95% farmers, we don't want our farms burned. Jamie, are you sure you want to go to Denmark?
I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna be burned at the stake or something.
Jamie and Iris are going to be at the airport, and they're going to be like, "Canceled Denmark and Fiji, yes."
Yes, please.
Who wants to go to Fiji? It's hot and no, Denmark, happening place. At that time, it'll probably be a brisk.
Happening.
Well, Jamie, you know you would hate going to Fiji because it's probably going to be in the 40s. Over here, it's going to be, not 40s, 70s. 70s. Over here, it's going to be in the 40s. It's going to be wonderful. You can just put on your what's it called? In Denmark, we call them a forest worker shirt. And
Forest workers.
yeah, you know, the plaid one.
Flannel?
The flannel
Flannel?
is a forest worker shirt.
Do you have any flannel?
No, I have no flannel.
I swear to
He's
God,
not
I
a
need to find
forest
him a
worker.
flannel.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, Yolie-Yo, we never introduced you. Can you introduce yourself?
gosh.
Because we're
Oh,
so
yeah,
mean.
sorry.
Oh,
We just yell about food and Jamie.
yeah, I'm from Southern California. I was born in Southern California, but I have my grandma and my mom were Mexican, and I'm half something else. I don't know because I never knew my father, so I don't know. So yeah, so I'm half. I did my DNA, and I'm half Native American, East Asian, and half Southern European. So, and I'm a lawyer,
What kind of law do you practice?
medical malpractice,
Okay.
Oh,
plaintiff.
interesting.
But
So
I like
what got you into this? Like,
true crime. Oh well, true. I've always been a true crime fan. I mean, all my books are true crime. Like I read so many books. I was always into it, and then ID Discovery came in. I just always loved true crime, and I wanted to be a criminal attorney, like a prosecutor or a defense attorney, but it just never happened. And I did have some cases that were kind of quasi-criminal, but not criminal. In other words, they had like a criminal case attached to it. In other words, like this little girl was, beaten and unalived, and social services had been involved with the case. So there was a criminal case, but I handled the social services, the case against the county. So
Okay.
those are the kind of cases I did at first. And then I did the UCI will body cases where they were selling body parts.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
What
There was,
was that?
okay, so people were donating their bodies to science for the medical school here, UCI, University of California, Irvine. And the director of the Will the Body program and his cronies were selling body parts. And they were like transporting spines to Arizona. They're doing all kinds of crazy stuff. And then they promised they promised the family members the ashes once they were done with them. So they started acting like a mortuary. And then what happened is that how it all broke out was one family got the ashes of their family member or their mother back from UCI. And they went on this, boat trip. They were going to scatter them in the ocean. And they went on this boat trip out here in Newport Beach. And, on the outside, it said, on the outside, it had a name. And then when they went to, let the ashes out, there was a tag for somebody else's name. And so that ruined everything.
Whoa.
And then that's what broke the whole story, because they went back and there was people, there was bodies in the lab just in a horrible state. And
That's crazy.
yeah, it was a huge story. There was a class action, and then there was regular plaintiffs. It was awful. And they were doing it with UCLA. They were like, I had a guy testify that he was the Harry's mortuary driver. He's like this big Samoan guy. And I subpoenaed him for a deposition because nobody seemed interested in him. And I thought, well, okay. So I took his deposition, and then he testified that he would take body parts from UCI, from the World Body Director, put them in a trash bag, drive to UCLA, meet this black doctor who wasn't a doctor in the elevator, third floor elevator, and he would exchange the body parts for cash.
Now, weren't they doing that for both research but also for oddities collectors?
There were not UCI. I think there might have been another body part scandal that
I think
involved-
I'm thinking of the one in Georgia, maybe.
Yeah, there's several. Harvard just had one, an interesting Harvard with, it's hard because nobody's watching you. Nobody wants to be around dead people. So, nobody's watching, and they just do whatever they want. And, but no, in the UCI, they weren't selling them for oddities, but they were selling them. Okay, like for example, they were transporting spines to some research lab in Arizona, and it turned out that one of my clients' fathers was one of the spines. And then it was so interesting because we had to have the ashes evaluated from family members, and in one of the ashes there was like 4 buttons of a cowboy shirt, and the family said he never wore a cowboy shirt, and there was like a set of buttons in the ashes. So whoever was burned was wearing a cowboy shirt, so it was just weird.
That is crazy.
It was crazy. It was, and it was kind of dangerous. After this Samoan guy testified, he was angry, and the defense stopped. They didn't know what to do. They just stopped the deposition. They stopped it. And it's like, what? Aren't you going to ask questions? No, they were all on their phones and they were all going crazy. Uh, and then they restarted the deposition. They re-subpoenaed him, and he was really upset. The Simone guy, and he was so upset. And I was just like, oh my god. I was thinking he's gonna think it's me, and And once he figured out that it was a defense who re-subpoenaed him, he kind of laid off on me. But wow, it was quite the case.
It's like the guy that Sarah Boone had on to testify. Well, they wanted to have on a medical expert, and he was found. I think he used to be a coroner, and then they found his storage locker where he had body parts stored in his storage locker.
Oh,
I was like, why?
yeah,
It's. I know some people like to take their work home, but at least
Well,
it's
she's right.
refrigerated.
That's like what happens is because these people are already passed away. Nobody's really bothering with it. It's not a live person, so they probably just think they can do whatever they want.
yeah, and like they would take like gold teeth. I mean, I don't know. They're just. It was just so. And I saw the pictures of how a mess it was in that lab, and it's just astounding that nobody higher up. They claimed they didn't know about it.
But that's, you don't buy that, because it's kind of like in the Karen Reed case where everyone in Canton, we have 3 big cases in Canton right now. You have this Karen Reed, of course. Then you have the Eduardo Garcia case with the police cadet who was beaten to death. And 6 months later, still nothing has come out about that. It was a training exercise where all his teeth was knocked out. Sounds like a good training exercise. And then you have the Sandra Birchmore where we just didn't find 10,000 communications between her and a police officer. That just shows you the higher ups are in on it.
Yeah, no, yeah, there was, yeah, similarly in the UCI, there was some emails that were pretty damning. And this Dr. Desario, I think that's his name, he was caught in another scandal after the UCI Will Body program. He was a supervisor of the manager of the Will Body program, but he didn't get in trouble. But later he did get in trouble for the liver scandal. They were selling livers. No, they were transplanting livers on the highest. They would give it to the highest bidder, as opposed to people on the list. And then he finally lost his job. Yeah.
It's it's just we were talking about because we've had a few of the cases that's been kind of just need some good old someone just blowing someone's head off for the fun of it. Because there's so much weird stuff going on in the world where you're just sitting and thinking, why would anyone do that? Just to give us some of those. Yeah, he needed a little killing, so I took care of the problem.
Yeah, or just a jerk that you don't feel like the state's hiding something from you, or just have a straightforward case that doesn't involve any children. Could we do that? Could possibly.
Yeah, no stealing from dead people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really. Yeah, I had a couple of other mortuary cases, and they're hard because it's hard to. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, it's because there's a lot of loved ones connected to it where you have to look them in the eyes after. It's never fun.
No.
I had a case once with a guy who wasn't all there, who had he had at least touched inappropriately his sister, and you were sitting, and the family was sitting in the back of the courtroom, and you have to sit because as a layman you're just sitting there. We have the judge in the middle and the layman on the side, so we're just looking into the courtroom, and they were sitting there in the back, and they wanted to protect their son while also protecting their daughter. And it's just you get such a weird feeling because they didn't believe he had done it. It's just because he didn't understand what was going on, and you can't do that to your sister because, again, he wasn't all the way there.
Oh,
But
yeah.
it's just hard to look at those parents and sit and think, oh, you're going through this. And another case, we had a guy, he had a non-measurable IQ, but below 20 was what they reckoned.
Oh,
And I don't understand why, but they wanted him in the courtroom just to show him and then wheel him out. But his family was sitting in the back, and it was an elderly couple who had him, and he didn't do it. He didn't understand anything because he has a below 20 IQ, so he can't even regulate his own bodily functions correctly. And you have to look at that mom. When he was rolled in, you could just see her heart just broke again. And you just have to sit there and that's what those are someone just punching someone in the face in the middle of a Friday night binge. That's what happens. But those cases where you just feel, oh, it's so.
oh,
Had another guy who pulled a rifle on someone to get a dog back, and they were all. The three of them were deemed too stupid to get a punishment because they didn't understand what punishment was, but they still was allowed to be out in public. And you're just sitting there. That's one of those cases where you really take it home with you and think, I could have sent them to prison for life, or I could never have done anything. Their life wouldn't change because they just don't understand what they're doing.
yeah.
Those cases are the one where you're sitting afterwards and think, this isn't fun. Give me someone who punched someone in the face because they called them something bad or they
Yes.
did something
Normal.
inappropriate. But
As we would call it, just a normal thing. Like a
Yeah,
normal
yeah,
adult
just-
thing.
as we call it, 244. That's just assault. That's easy.
Yeah. Oh, it's hard. Yeah, it's draining.
Some of them isn't that. But let's take a preview of Jamie. This is what you're going to do in 2 weeks.
Ooh.
Oh, I can turn the audio on.
Hot dogs. Yes, I know it sounds silly to think that hot dogs, why would I go to Denmark to eat hot dogs? Believe me, the people here are extremely
Jamie,
proud
we're not going to eat it with the red sausage. They're not good.
No,
of their hot
I
dogs.
What color
When I was making my
sausage?
511 hates of
But we are going to eat at I'm not sure we're going to eat at this one. This is the Central Square in Copenhagen. This is the City Hall. Right over here is a KFC. And right down here used to be...
Is there really a KFC?
Yeah, behind this statue, these are the... what do you call those big horns that Viking blew in? We call them lure. I don't know what you call them.
Herald horns? I don't.
Yeah, maybe. But
Trumpets?
the myth is they'll blow their horn every time a virgin walks past. And no one has ever heard
How
them
do they
blow their horn.
know? Doesn't go off very often, does it?
But over here is a KFC. Right here is a Burger King. It's the worst place in the world because you have a walking street going right next to this building is a walking street we call a Strøget. That's where all the fancy shops are. And every time you go out drinking, you'll end in here and have a burger on your way home. And it's always dirty. But this is called Restaurant Cold Feet. That's what we call these. This is a sausage wagon.
Oh.
Sausage wagon.
Oh.
That's what we call it.
Restaurant. Fook Old Cold Feet.
Yeah, the full call is Danish for cold feet. My sister
Oh.
got married in this building.
Oh.
That's fun.
I like how cute the buildings are, and then you're like, "There's a KFC." I just can't imagine. It goes with the decor.
Well, it's just, yeah. It's kind of-
It's-
No, cold feet. Cold. You know, like not hot.
Cold feet.
Because you're standing outside and eating at the restaurant.
so your
That's-
feet are cold?
Yeah.
Are you
But
wearing
the-
shoes?
You can wear whatever you want. But you're not going to eat a red hot dog. Those are the worst in the world.
What does
So-
that mean?
It's a red. This is the one I told you was called a gnome arm. because it's a red sausage that's boiled. You want a roasted.
Do these
sausage.
hot dogs are they snappy?
This is a boiled. It has a little snap to it, but you need the one that's roasted. That's snappy. But what else does he have? Oh yeah, we're gonna have some smørbrød.
What is this?
This looks really bad. This isn't what you would eat. This is this is salmon. This is fried fish, and this is, I think it's a piece of herring. But I would never go to this restaurant. It looks like the worst ever. You'll have something like this, Jamie. Look how good it is.
That looks better than
White bread
the other one.
with mayonnaise
No,
and shrimp.
no shrimpies. I told you, no seafood for Jamie. I'll enjoy you guys watching it. I'll enjoy you guys eating it.
There's
while I
there's a
watch.
pickle and a something.
Can I just like scrape off the shrimpies? Just
That's
eat
the best part
bread
of
and
it.
mayonnaise.
This is the liver pate that they put on, and they
Oh,
have bacon and some.
it's the smaller fancy feast.
Look at them.
It's smørbrød. It's what you call smorgasbord or whatever you call it. Oh, and this is herring. You need that as one. Some
Herring.
fermented herring. That's good. It gives you hair on your chest.
No, I don't need any hair in my chest. I like to keep hair off my chest, please.
I don't know what lumpfish is. Never heard about that. It looks like an accident.
It does not look. It looks different.
The Danish again because they're so good here. What I recommend is I think it's called the kanelgriffel, which is like a cinnamon roll. Okay, you'll
This is not called a canal griffle. It's called kanelgriffel.
Can
You don't eat those because those are something we've taken from the Swedish. Don't eat that.
see just a cinnamon roll
What
there,
about
but it
the
is
Thai bites
fantastic.
or
So when
the
you are in
Tibbets?
Denmark, make sure you go to the
This is cinnamon. This is called borgmesterstang. A borgmester is kind of like the master of the castle from olden days when it was castles running the towns. That's what the leader of the city council is called in Denmark, is borgmester, so master of the castle. But this is a master of the castle's thing.
I
don't know.
would. I mean, all
Jamie?
of that looks fine to me because I'll take bread.
Yeah, I'm just gonna need you to take an extra suitcase. I don't know how many rolls we can manage to stuff in there, but I think if we take one of them vacuum seal bags, we'll get through it.
Yeah.
You of course have your Danishes over here. Then you have these ones you can have with. Some of them have cheese in them. Don't eat those. And over here is those are like cinnamon rolls, but the big ones. So they normally have a dabble of cream in the middle. Then you have this is for weird people in Copenhagen because they'll put muesli in their buns. These are the good ones. It's the chocolate buns. And then you have
Ooh.
the ones over here. That's like what you eat at children's parties. That's just a bun. That's all the good stuff.
bakery. Don't just get the simple pastries that come at your hotel. Go to one of the bakeries. They are fantastic here. They're all over the place, and anything you get there is going to be good. So eat the pastries, especially the cinnamon rolls. They are
heard it,
so
Jamie.
good. You
Eat
have
the
to
pastries.
eat them, okay? Sorry, the fifth thing you should eat when you come to Denmark is basically, if you didn't know this, Denmark is like one of the highest per capita pork eaters in the world. And no, it's not just in the encased hot dog version. They love their pork here. And so there's a lot of pork dishes you can have. So like fish, and then you got pork, okay? So any kind of pork dish will be good here. And when you have your pork dish, the other traditional thing you need to have is a beer. Two main beers you're going to have here in Denmark is Carlsberg, the worldwide brewer, and Tuborg, okay? There's different variations.
You don't drink Tuborg. Tuborg is it's weak beer. It's the proletariat beer. No one drinks Tuborg unless they are. Well, I'm a worker. You don't drink that. You drink Carlsberg.
I prefer pork, so I'm loving that.
You're gonna be. I'm gonna see if I can find our national dish. I should take you. A lot of restaurants have this where you can eat of our national dish. We did have a minister of food waste. I can't remember how many million to find the national dish of Denmark, and everyone was like, "Could we stop wasting our money on stupid stuff?" But it's
Minister of food? You have a minister of food?
a ministry that'll take care of. So he'll be the one that if there's something with they need rules for livestock or
Okay.
Oh,
so
that
that's
makes sense.
he
Yeah.
takes. Well, we also have one for the livestock, but this is our national dish, Jamie. You don't put onions on it. This is some bougie Copenhagen stuff, but it's roasted pork, potatoes, and parsley sauce.
Look at that. Now that
Oh,
looks
that's
good.
pretty good.
You eat if you go to all you can eat places, you'll eat it. It's kind of like you'll eat ribs and stuff like that. You'll just sit and chew all that heavenly goodness of fried pork.
Yeah.
Oh.
See? Yeah, I'd be down for a big old plate of that.
That looks good.
Yeah,
But you guys have like a specialty meatball too? Like there's supposed to be.
we have the real one. We're not the weak
Yeah, like I thought
Swedish
Danish
ones that everyone
meatballs
knows.
was.
We have it's called a frikadelle.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, I know you know frikadelle.
Well, I've heard of it, and I was like, "Ooh, that looks good."
Well,
Meatball.
this it's just a roasted meatball, but it's a
Ooh.
mixture of pork and veal, and then you put a little bit of spice into it, and then you'll eat it with potatoes and gravy.
Ooh.
I think it was the gravy that everybody said looked good, and I was like, "Oh, that sounds
Well,
tasty."
if you get the Swedish one, it's no good. It's weak. It doesn't taste. This is it'll give you hair on your chest. This is real food. It's not Swedish.
Yeah, that's selling point is now we're gonna have to use epilators when we get home. I mean, I don't know about that. It sounds painful.
I know,
Well, you
right?
need it when it's cold out. You need some hair on your chest.
No, I'll just
Says-
put
says
on.
To
man
be
who's,
fair, I have been cold a lot.
Yeah, it's a good way to say, well, I'm cold. That's why I'm a little hungry. But my man lives in the parts of the world I do. I'm as hairless as
Whole
a
new
Ken
way to
doll.
pad your bra, I guess. Just two ponytails and some buns in there too.
Oh my god.
Pottletown, you are not allowed to ever come to Denmark. Swedish meatballs are.
No, there. Oh, I don't know. If there's a real like a real Swedish meatball, because like I know Sweden meatballs, Sweden, but like here, Swedish meatballs are like the white gravy and meatballs. But is it something different?
That's a dish, Jamie, because you added you have the meatball, and then you added some gravy. So it's not
Yeah.
a meatball. It's a dish. Now it's multiple things.
What's the difference?
Well, a meatball is a meatball.
Yeah.
And then you can put whatever sauce. It's kind of like if you are Italian, you have meatballs that you put in your marinara sauce or whatever sauce you put it in, and eat it with your spaghettios. And if you're Swedish, you'll have your crappy IKEA meatballs that you probably boil it or something, leave it on the radiator to heat. I don't know what they do in Sweden. It's barely a country, Jamie. I'll tell you. I'll point at it and laugh, and that's all I'll do. We can go on top of Rundtorn, and if it's clear out, you can see their nuclear power plant from Rundtorn.
Nick's just gonna be waving back. Hello, I'm Nick Starro.
Welcome to Scandinavia.
What was the thing you were doing about Nick last week? I forgot already.
Oh,
No, that was
we were
last week.
gonna.
Didn't stream last week, so
Or the time after. You and Mo.
It was
Oh,
just that when I was being pulled over in America, I would say, "Hello, do you know who I am? I am the famous Swedish YouTuber Nick Starov."
That's what you're gonna tell people. Yeah.
Lefty, damn, I wake up early and this is one hard-hitting conversation. Well, Lefty, we were talking about your home state of Wisconsin earlier,
we
mentioning
were.
how non-noticeable your accent is when you're saying, "Go the Bears."
We were talking about you earlier, Lefty.
Wait, they're
Um,
meat cakes, not meatballs? What in the cantankery are we talking about here?
Well, Fedorowski is Norwegian. They're weird.
Oh,
We treat it kind of. To be fair, if you need honesty about, I know Denmark is the best place in the world, but we have a history.
oh,
We used to run. We had the crazy gang back in the day. Us and the two other Scandinavian countries, Norway and Sweden. We ran them. The Swedes got a little uppity and wanted to break free. I want to break free. But Norway, they were always treated kind of like a red-headed stepchild, and because they didn't become a country until they found oil, and then they became the richest people in Scandinavia. So we don't like them now either. But so we always saw them a little bit they are the Alabama of Scandinavia, because
oh,
they live
my
in
people
fjords
then.
and talk weird, and we might not have given them food and stuff like that back in the day when we owned them. It's a mistakes were made, and then, but we gave them all our oil because we sent a minister up there to do the talks about where the lines should be around the oil fields, and he was drunk, so they got all the best oil fields. So reparations have been paid.
Well, we have
I see.
meatballs that are called albondigas, and it's a soup with meatballs. And now I'm craving that now.
ooh,
what
that
what
sounds
are they?
good.
Albondigas, it's meatballs in a soup, and it
Ooh,
has like, I don't know, spices and whatnot, and it's very good. And potato, it has potato in it.
you had me
And
at meatball and
You,
potato. I will
you
be
had
there
me at,
by 4.
yeah, it's a really good soup.
Well, it's that's the thing. If you like potatoes, you don't go to Ireland. You come to Scandinavia. We eat more potatoes than we have potatoes with everything. That's
I
a
love
staple up here. Oh, Jamie, a piece of smørbrød with a boiled potato that's cold that you slice up, put it on the bread, and then on top of it you put pieces of salami. It's
okay.
wonderful.
I can get down with that.
Yeah, albondigas are very good.
I've heard
What kind of meat do you guys use?
It's
Is
ground
it
beef.
just ground beef?
Ooh,
Minnesota says hot dish. Wisconsin says casserole. This is how we became bitter enemies.
Yeah, LDR is Wisconsin. Lefty is Minnesota. But I love it when Baker just goes all over the place.
Jamie, how would I know the difference? They eat cheese, they descend from the Swedish, and they love the Bears.
Listen,
Have I said anything wrong?
I know, yes, you're
What?
you're incorrect in the Bears, but that's fine.
I know that I've been to Illinois, and in
Yeah.
Illinois there is a big there's a big Swedish community, and right over the border in Iove is a Danish town. Well, they think they're Danish, and it's so fun. We had we have some two famous TV chefs who went to that city to see how are these descendants of Danes holding up, and they have all the Danish traditions, but it's kind of like in Bizarro World. So the things that they think we do is why would you do it at? They eat what we have we call them like apple slices. It's small balls of like a pancake dough. Back in the day,
Oh.
you had a slice of apple in it. We eat those for Christmas. They eat it for breakfast because they think, oh, everyone eats it every day. We only have them the last 6 weeks of the year. You can buy them at stores. No one eats them anywhere else. Normally, you just eat a pancake or a crepe, as you probably would call it. It's just so fun to sit and watch the program, and they do all of this stuff, and you're thinking, oh, and then they try to talk Danish, and you're thinking, you sound almost Swedish now. That's LDR for 7 months. Go Packers and FCK the Bears. Pernilla has been to Minnesota. Yeah, because it's Swedish. It's not the Bears, it's da Bears.
Yeah. You gotta say it right.
You like cheese, Lefty, because you are from Wisconsin.
That is hateful.
Why is it hateful? Morning,
Because
Valhalla.
we know where he's really from. That's so mean.
I'm starting to smell food.
Ooh.
That's everyone gets food. Yeah,
Hey.
I'm about to make dinner and you're about to get breakfast. That's
Yeah.
that's a weird thing. I'll end the show before we do the countdown because we talked about Little D's cousin earlier.
I love that guy.
These people ran into some of Little D's cousins as well at a bar in Boomer, West Virginia, I think.
Oh.
Is that a town?
Oh.
I mean,
So what do we have here? We have
Apple pie.
homemade moonshine. Okay, this gentleman just give it to
Oh,
us.
God,
Bar
no.
in West Virginia.
Currently in Boomer, is it?
Oh, you don't want free it either?
Is it Boomer, West Virginia?
Boomer.
Okay, I'm having a smaller one. Bags in. Homemade. What's the proof on there?
About 80, 85.
85.
I love
proof.
when it comes in a
85
jar.
proof.
You know
Here we
it's
go.
real.
Nice and cold.
Little D gave me a jar of
Is it
moonshine.
homemade?
Homemade.
Yes, here's the authentic West Virginia moonshine.
You know it's good when you make that
very
that little
sweet.
chair dance.
Oh,
That's the spot.
It's good. It's powerful. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's proper moonshine, is it? Thank you very much, sir.
Well, there you
Okay,
go.
that was what an introduction to West Virginia.
We are heading to the middle of.
We don't care.
oh my God.
I love that face. Just like, what have I done with my life?
The jar equals danger. Yeah. 85% proof. Yeah, that's not that
Yeah,
strong. Well, he said
pretty
80, 85, so it's probably 100.
Yeah. We always grade low in case you're a fed.
in case you're
Where are the barbarians from that eat ludafish? I think that's Iceland. Isn't that no, haka is the shark that tastes like pea.
I thought lutefisk was Swedish, Minnesota. I thought. But
Oh,
I could be very,
I don't
very
know what
wrong.
ludafish. I never heard. I heard it, but I don't.
Yeah, something fish and lie. I don't.
Is it the one where the pea on it?
With the
I don't know.
what?
Why didn't y'all just invent cable? For the love of all that is Cheetos, y'all could have had cable. You
It-
could have
it is
picked up
because-
Sudoku.
It's dried whitefish, usually cod, but sometimes ling or burbot, cured in lye. You
What
can
are you
also
peeing on it for?
Well, because you have the urinic acid in it to break down. Did you know that you used to dye clothes wearing by back in the day when Jamie? This is history on budget. Back in the day when you had what was called nightmen. Nightmen went around and took your containers from your outhouses, and because the acid in your urine they could use to dye the clothes. That's why you weren't allowed to throw it out, because it was really good for dyeing clothes. Smells not so nice, but it's
Yeah.
really good. But
It's disgusting.
that's so you had your bucket of pee and you had your bucket of poo, and then the pee bucket went to dye clothes and stuff like that.
Oh my god.
Oh, so
What if you
weird.
didn't know
Have
what
you
you were
never
going to
read
do
a book?
till you got there?
This is why I find like olden times very unsexy, because no one could shower.
Yes, this is why historical
using-
romances are
No,
gross.
yeah, this is why historical romances don't do it for me.
Yeah, it's negative Knight Rider. No one shaved, no one bathed, and no one had deodorant. It's a no-go for me.
Yeah, and
It's not a Danish custom. It's actually been used all over the world. It makes the breaks down the fiber. So don't you have history in school?
You know, ours wasn't as focused on what you could do with pee.
Well,
Our education was lacking.
That's the thing. If you know, as you know, we men we do think quite a bit about the Roman Empire. They had their dyed capes and stuff like that, and they were very happy to dye clothes, and they had big vats of stale urine that they
This is
stepped
going to
around
make
into
300.
process.
It's such a weird movie from now on.
Yeah, just imagine the 300 with a slight urinic smell, especially when they start sweating and get their capes wet.
God.
And killed it. Wonderful. You ruined donuts and 300 for me. What else? Liberace?
Oh, I don't want. Did you know he might have been homosexual?
You hush your mouth. You hush your mouth.
I know.
My grandma would swear up, down, left, right, and center that he loved women. He was a very sensual man, and I just don't think she... Bless her heart. She loved him.
See, LDR, in the old days, poor people would sell their urine to tan leather. Some people were so poor that they couldn't afford the pee pot. Hence, being so poor, you don't have a pot to pee in. Jamie, you learn so
Amazing
much on this
LDR.
show.
I know.
And,
Everybody's so wonderful at their educating me.
And Julio is sitting there thinking, why did I get up at 6 a.m. to talk about pee?
Talk about meatballs and pee.
Pretty much.
That's what we do here. But talk about doing that. Come on.
Hey guys, it's Mo from Mo in the Deep End. We will have Legal Shenanigans Theater at 3, and as a Christmas/Easter miracle, we are moving on to Theater Edgecombe. And can you repeat that, please? We will watch, the the state attorney desperately try not to throttle this man with his bare hands as he refuses to answer questions. So, always fun. And we will count the amount of Dr. Pepper, or no, is it Diet Cokes that he drinks? It's Diet Cokes. So we'll have all of that going on.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that...
Oh my God.
Well, someone needed a diet job. Lefty says this stream needs a disinformation disclaimer warning. No, everything said on this show is 100% what I believe is right.
True. It's totally truthy. It's as
you
truthy
can't-
as we can make it.
Yeah, and it's not defamation if you believe it.
It's not defamation if you believe it.
Hi. What am I supposed to say? I'm an attorney. I do videos mainly on the Koberger case, but on other cases, I haven't done a live yet. I've been on lives, but I haven't done one myself. So anyway, that's about all I have to say. It's kind of early for me right now.
Hi. What do we got going on today? So it looks like we got, if you join the Discord, we have the Stitch and Bitch today at 4 p.m. Eastern. Everybody just goes in and chit chats.
Jamie, my daughter has started watching this channel. Can you remember it's a good Christian show?
No, I forget. And then we do movie nights on Sundays, 4 p.m. Eastern. We're doing The Wrestler and No Holds Barred. So that should be fun. Yeah. And then Karen Reed next week. Get to see what's going on.
Yay! I'm so lost on that case. I mean,
Yay!
Non! Ce matin, j'étais sur mon appel avec ma partenaire d'imputabilité, Hélène, que je salue ici. Et elle me faisait remarquer que...
why does she have an
on dirait
accountability
vraiment
partner?
C'est pas ma voix
That's
habituelle.
why.
Alors, je vous propose d'en rire avec moi, tout simplement. Parce que la décision de rire, ça nous appartient. La situation, elle change pas, mais moi, j'ai le choix de réagir autrement.
Laugh more.
Vite devant vous, mettre toutes ces nerfs, imagine une grosse cuillère de bois, et on va remuer tout ça en riant. Comme une sorcière, ou pas.
What is going on?
Et un peu de vitriol.
What is...
L'important, c'est de continuer à le faire. Et si vous êtes pris d'une quinte de toux comme moi ce matin, eh bien, on fait le rire de la toux.
Okay, just chain smoking grandma coughing in churches.
I know.
And then it's like,
That's me. That's me.
She was
also, why was she doing salt-based stuff here? Like we went full
she was
salt
stirring.
bay.
She was stirring a cauldron like a witch, and laughing like a witch.
I know,
Love it.
but why does she need an accountability partner? Is Laughing Lady laughing to cover up some sadness?
I
Do
think she's seen stuff.
Her videos? Because those have given me some traumatic.
She was
Look.
doing a collab with a Princess lady.
Oh God. Well, that lady can fall in a volcano, and I don't care. But
Hey,
not
it would be
Laughing
it would be the only person that's actually authentically laughed at her kiss my grits joke. And we're clipping that. That's going at the end forever.
Prancer says right into that volcano.
She could fall in a volcano and die. Jamie woke up now. So let's send her out in the world and have some fun. Yeah. Please go subscribe to the wonderful guests Mo and Yolie-Yo. And Yolie-Yo, we have to do the Koberger stream when I remember to ask you to do it. And,
Okay.
I can get up to date with that because that's a whole lot of another shenanigans going on. What's
Yeah.
I before we go, just to make you work even harder,
Yeah.
vacuum cleaner?
I have no idea. This is the first I've heard of that. And what's so funny is that another creator would joke about it and say, "Would this guy come in with a Bissell vacuum cleaner?" And then you see a vacuum cleaner, that he had a vacuum cleaner in his hand, and apparently this is the unaliver. But we don't even know if he was the unaliver. He could have been the cleaner. No, there was an 8-hour gap between the unalivings and the not 8-hour gap from the unalivings till the time they called 911. So who knows what's going on in
Yeah.
those hours. And so now they claim that this DM DM, she's one of the girls that lived in the house and was there when this allegedly happened. And so she said she claims she claims a lot of things. She was drunk, but she said she saw a man with a mask and bushy eyebrows. That was the first thing we knew. And then there's this bushy eyebrowed guy out around the same time that the cops stop, and he's out there like a block away from the house. When you say bushy eyebrows, these look like they're fake. They're bushy.
Oh,
And so you wonder, bushy eyebrows right around the street where the house is, and he wasn't wearing a mask, but still. So anyway, so now her description is that he was clad in black, mask. Now it's a mask covering his whole face. Before we thought it was a mask covering his mouth. Now it's a mask that covers his whole face, but except the eyebrows. And she saw him with a vacuum type device in his hand.
What?
Not a knife. Vacuum.
Okay.
so he had a
I
fully
just saw it and I
automatic
thought-
Bissell.
This is getting too weird, but we're gonna do a stream, Jamie, where we're gonna have Julie on and not talk about lutefisk and what to eat in Scandinavia, but talk about the Coburger, because I need to figure that case out.
It's weird. It is a weird one.
Yeah, I'll be in the chat because I have avoided this case. This case, it seems daunting, and sometimes there's just too many cases to cover. So
Yeah, and this one has a lot of paperwork, and I don't like to talk about stuff that I haven't read yet, and because there's now there's issues with stuff with evidence being sealed and not sealed, and it puts the attorneys in such a horrible place because they're having to argue, in a public hearing about facts and evidence that's sealed. So it's kind of like, how do you do that? And stuff seeps out, because it's impossible to argue facts that you can't argue because it's sealed, but yet you're arguing the law and you want to argue the facts, but you can't argue the facts because it's sealed. So it's like, it's an impossible situation to be in. And I think both attorneys, prosecutor and defense, are challenged by this. So I don't know.
And you also have the problem, and we have had it the last week in the Karen Reed case, because there was that abrupt end. There's so much coverage of it, and people will start to speculate, and then they will build a following saying, well, he did it, or he didn't do it, or I heard something, and you have all of these community going at each other.
Yeah,
because
I know.
It's such a weird.
I don't know whether this guy did it or not, whether Koberger did it or not. I have no idea. But certainly there's enough suspicious things going around there that makes me think, there might be some reasonable doubt, because that's what the defense attorney has to focus on, right? And the prosecution has to focus on proving this case. And everybody equates the knife sheath to the murder, to the unaliving weapon. Like there was a mainstream media person that said, oh, but the DNA on the knife sheath, I mean, that's the murder weapon. So I can understand why they hold that very important. No, it's not. It's not the murder weapon. Nobody has ever been alive with a knife sheath. It's like saying a gun holster was left at the scene. Well, that's the murder weapon. No.
Yeah, and again, the judge seemed weird with all of those. Media can't cover it, and media, but that was the same in Delphi with all the cover. And the more they cover, the more people will start speculating. But that's how it is. Someone asked over on Rumble what the name of the Discord is. It's just the Broken Baker, I believe. I can't share the link over there, but thank you all for joining, and remember. Get your steps in today.
I'm gonna go work out. I'm gonna eat. Oh no, I should work out
You
first and then.
and you for all the things you do. You send me loving comments all the time, so why shouldn't my fans be my Valentine? You never bore, you don't even snore. So for all the wannabes and creepy trolls and fakes, this is my take. I've got one suggestion for you. Wrap your head around this. Y'all can just kiss my